Robust ball sack, the auto draft snipe of the fucking century, prevents me from being able to get the Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers punt stack. Robust ball sack, fucking has me in a stun lock. Absolutely tragic. Tragic Johnson, I'm sad. I'm going to quit fantasy football and I will wait for fantasy basketball season. Damn. Brutal. Guys, welcome to this video. We're doing a 12-team PPR mock draft. I got the 9 spot here, Ronatron 3000. We're going to see how this goes. I've notoriously heard that this is a shitty spot to draft from. So we're gonna see what's up. I want to try a strategy if it presents itself, because I know it is a strategy that works pretty well in like the later draft positions, and it's hero RB. So you guys have probably heard a bunch of these different types of terms. Hero RB is essentially the strategy that you get a RB, so you get a upper echelon, stalwart running back in the first 2 rounds, and then after that you fill out your roster with wide receivers, tight ends, quarterbacks, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good strategy. I think it's something that essentially really works in the later draft positions this season, right? So the reason for that is because of guys like Nick Chubb, like Derrick Henry, like Josh Jacobs, who kind of fall to that area. So that's the thinking. It's that you want to get either a strong RB and then fill out the draft with wide receiver value. So I want to try it out, see how it goes. I typically, what I do in drafts, I'll like punt QB and tight end if I need to, but I'll take guys obviously as they fall to me. So let's see how that goes. I don't imagine myself taking a QB obviously in the first 2 rounds, so that really leads it to round 3 and 4 for those like upper end QBs. We'll see how that goes. Drafts going pretty much like most drafts go. You got CMC, Chase, Jefferson, Cup. That's the magic 4. If you can draft in the top 4, you probably should take one of those 4 guys. So yeah, so it's now my pick. Now we're left with Saquon Barkley as the potential hero RB guy, who I think I'm going to go ahead and go with here. And the reason for that is because I think Devontae Adams can fold to me at my next pick. And if he does, I'll be super happy, right? Because then I'm starting my draft with Saquon and Devontae. Ideal. If I would have went with like a let's say I went with CeeDee Lamb there, right? And I want to risk it to get an RB later. I might not be able to get Chubb. Chubb might be gone by then. If Chubb's gone, I'm not feeling too happy. I have to then take Derrick Henry, who I'm just not super stoked about. So hero RB, I'm not quite sure it's the strat to try in PPR. That's the thing. I don't know if that's really the strat you want to go with in PPR. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how my team ends up looking. So far, it's so good. These 30 seconds, we're really feeling every second of them. People are waiting for the clock to really, really drain. These are real people, by the way. Looks like we only have 1 person auto drafting, and it's robust ball sack. Devontae Adams goes there at the 2-1, so that's sad. But maybe I can get Amon-Ra or Garrett Wilson. It looks like Garrett Wilson does fall to me, and Garrett Wilson represents one of those last Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave both. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Garrett Wilson just because I don't have him in any mocks. See how my team ends up looking. It's really between Garrett Wilson and Olave there for me. I just don't know if I want to take Waddle as my wide receiver 1, knowing he's the wide receiver 2 for his team, right? I know he could perform like a wide receiver 1, but just a little bit, it just wouldn't be ideal. Now, I wonder how the double RB would have worked if I went with like Chubb and Barkley there. I just feel like there's a little bit of a drop off after Olave. After Olave, you're then left with T. Higgins and Smith, who I'm not too crazy about as like my first wide receiver, right? So far, it's working pretty well. I mean, first 2 rounds, everybody's team looks pretty strong. Team 12 looks pretty nice because he's got Lamb and Adams. It's just a scary duo to have to go up against any week. Same with Shazier, Team 11. But dude, it's fantasy draft season, man. It's coming up, man. August 8th at the moment, which is crazy. Time has flown. I was on vacation. I'm back. I'm back in town, but I'm going right back on vacation on Tuesday. Going to LA. Have our live draft in Las Vegas. Massive Airbnb, 15 guys, gonna be beast. So I'm super stoked for that. But yeah, my general strategy in these mocks, especially in a PPR league, is probably to go wide receiver heavy. Like team three. Team three is looking nice. Jefferson and Waddle. I think you're feeling pretty stoked. I think if Olave fell to the 210, you're feeling even better. You're starting with Jefferson and Olave, two of the best young wide receivers probably in the league. That's nice. It's a nice way to start. So the way this draft is shaking up, it looks like there will be no quarterback reaches, which is could be good news for me if I do want to go with the QB and just solidify that. It's basically one of these three, right? One of these three. If one of these three fall to me, I'm feeling happy. Otherwise, I will pivot and take a wide receiver. Lamar Jackson might also be a pick there, or I can just punt QB fully and take Aaron Rodgers later for that little Garrett Wilson Rodgers stack. Rodgers falls to a fucking, 12th, 13th round in these full point PPR leagues. But this is nice. This is what you like to see, man. A lot of blue and green. A lot of blue and green, a lot of running backs and wide receivers getting taken. That's good for the hero RB strategy because the hope is that you can make all of your other positions really strong. That's essentially how you play it. You basically punt running back, which it's risky, right? It's a very risky strategy, but it looks like Jalen Hurts or Allen might fall to me unless one of these next two guys take him. I don't imagine Carter Ball taking a quarterback knowing he has two running backs. This dude could. Z-Star, wide receiver running back. You might want to take a QB here. He did not. He went with Jahmyr Gibbs. Crazy. Oh, no, don't do it. Oh, man. Hate to see it. The 9th spot, dude. Looks like that's where you get cucked pretty hard. Damn. That was brutal. I'm going to go with T. Higgins then. And see if I can get Burrow coming back around or Lamar. Damn. Brutal. But that's okay. Because I was able to get Higgins there, I might be able to get quarterback value later. I might not even go Burrow here. Because I could just get like a Herbs or even a Lawrence way later. So let's see how my roster looks. Because it is one flex, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back. You don't really need depth, right? You don't need to draft like 7 wide receivers in the first 10 rounds. You don't need to. You could, but in these types of shallow leagues where you're starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, come on. I mean, just fill out your roster, get the best guys. I'll take Burrow if he falls to me here, but you might get auto. I might just get robust ball sacked right in the face. Let's see. Oh, Shazier takes Burrow. I get cucked yet again. Let's look over at wide receiver. I think the play might be DeAndre Hopkins here. Just based on ADP, I usually wouldn't take DeAndre Hopkins, but I think he's been very productive everywhere he's gone. He's been a target hog everywhere he's gone. I think it's tough to pass over him. The Tennessee Titans are not. They're usually like a bottom third offense, but I feel like they can be a good offense. It's one of those things where like it feels like they're purposely conservative, but that shouldn't matter, right? All that matters is that they're bottom third. You shouldn't like who gives a fuck about context, I guess. But yeah, I'm feeling kind of sad there because Burrow and Lamar both don't fall to me there. Allen and Hurts get taken right before my pick. You hate to see it, man. Absolutely devastated at the moment. But this is when I want to now. I'm going to try see if there's a quarterback that falls to me here that in the next round that I like, or even a tight end. Let's see if like a Pitts were to fall to me here, or even a Goddard. The fifth round Goddard kind of feels a little sad. Fifth round Goddard might not be the play. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would do that. Let's see what happens. I mean, this seems to be not a sharp mock draft, but we haven't seen any outlandish, crazy draft picks yet, right? We've seen some pretty good teams. I mean, it looks pretty balanced across the board. I don't see any tacos. Really, I mean, I guess robust ball sack. Just, the name writes itself, right? Um, he's yeah. I mean, Kelsey, Taylor, Najee. That's not the best start in my opinion. But in a full point PPR, getting Kelsey at the 110 is not bad. All right. This is moving slower than my mile time. What do we got here? Ridley and DJ Moore. So CMC Stevenson and then Ridley DJ Moore. I don't know if that's not quite the start that I would like at the 101. Fields and Herbert both get taken. Hate to see it. If Lawrence gets taken in the next before my pick, then I am quitting and I will wait until fantasy basketball season. Uninstalling Sleeper. And we're waiting for fantasy basketball. Kamara at the 5.4. That's interesting. I'm super curious to see Kamara's value kind of fluctuate during this offseason, right? Because you get that knee-jerk reaction to him only getting 3 games, and he really shoots up like 4 rounds. He was going to like the 9th, 8th round before this. Does he continue to move up, or does he kind of regress to like the 7th round? Because would you take Kamara over J.K. Dobbins, knowing he's not going to play 3 weeks for sure, plus any potential injuries on top? Like, he's going to miss at least 3 games, right? Factor in the fact that running backs tend to miss games because of injury. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd take him above J.K. Dobbins, even Damian Pierce, James Conner. It's a rough one. That is a rough proposition. Trevor Lawrence falls to me. I will go ahead and... Do I want to punt and take Rodgers later? Let's do that, and let's take J.K. Dobbins. I've pivoted. From the hero RB to a pretty standard type of draft. I pivoted because of the value that has fallen to me. I wouldn't have felt too comfortable taking Trevor Lawrence there because I just think the difference between Lawrence and a Kirk Cousins and Rodgers is smaller than the difference between J.K. Dobbins and who knows who I get, Pacheco later on, right? I think there's a bigger disparity there between those values. There's a case that you could say that Aaron Rodgers ends up being better than Trevor Lawrence this season. Aaron Rodgers has MVPs under his belt. Does Trevor Lawrence? That's the argument. So we've pivoted. I don't like the DeAndre Hopkins pick. The more I look at it, I think I would have probably taken Judy there, just because he's a little bit younger. Probably will get more targets and more catches, and in a full point PPR, that really matters. Trevor Lawrence does fall to me, but I'm going to stick by my explanation and stick by my guns, and I'm going to take Marquise Brown. Let's talk about why I took Brown instead of Ayuk or Lockett or Mike Williams. Marquise Brown, I actually just published a video on my channel. Marquise Brown's an alpha wide receiver 1 for his team. He doesn't have really much target competition. He's got Mike Wilson, who's a rookie and is generating a lot of buzz out of camp, but he's still just a rookie. And Rondale Moore, who is liable to get injured anytime he steps on the field. So Marquise Brown should be productive, man. He should get a lot of targets in the first 6 weeks. Last season, when DeAndre Hopkins was suspended, Marquise Brown was the wide receiver 6. Wide receiver 6. I know that was with Kyler Murray. We don't know when Murray's going to be back, but I do know that Colt McCoy is very serviceable. He's actually really good backup. He looked very capable of managing an offense, so I wouldn't feel too bad about that. So yeah, that's why I took Brown. Uh, Christian Kirk obviously expected to be the number 2 guy, so I wouldn't take him there. Ayuk on a run heavy offense. Tyler Lockett, the 1B, right, or the 2 if you think Metcalf's the number 1. Same with Jackson Smith and Jigba. He should be the 3rd option. Mike Williams, bona fide number 2 option and probably a low volume position, right? He's probably going to be that deep threat guy. And then I don't have to talk about Mike Williams or Mike Evans, Deontay Johnson. You guys know all the typical concerns with those 2 guys, or all those guys. So a lot of QBs start to go off the board, which is good because we do know that I will be punting quarterback and try to get Aaron Rodgers or a Daniel Jones or a Jared Goff later. So what do we got? Is there a tight end? So if I think I'll take Pat Fryermuth. I'll take Fat Fryermuth here. He represents the type of tight end you want to gamble on in the later rounds. Just quickly, let me look at the wide receivers. Mike Evans could be nice there, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Fat Fryermuth. So he's going into his 3rd season. He's between the ages of 24 and 28, and he's been productive in his first 2 seasons, or at least on the field. Those are the 3 metrics that determine a breakout season. I don't know why. I saw that somewhere that you want to target tight ends that fall within those 3 categories. Going into their 3rd season, between the ages of 24 and 28, and was on the field, was getting snaps in its first 2 seasons. There's a high likelihood that those tight ends break out in terms of them starting to get receiving work. So don't ask me why. That just seems to be the statistical analysis that people have seen with tight ends. So I love Fat Fryermuth because of that. I'm going to take Jahan Dotson here. Jahan Dotson is another one of those guys, like, he's going into the 2nd season, in which his first season, the small amount of volume he did get, he was super productive with that volume. He was a touchdown beast. He's got Terry McLaurin on the other side that should take a lot of attention away from him. And Sam Howell just needs to be a dude. He just needs to be decent, right? And I think he could be decent. He was a productive college quarterback, so let's see. I mean, give him a shot, right? Jahan Dotson is very skilled, and skill tends to earn targets. So I'm happy I went with Jahan Dotson there. Elijah Moore could have been another one. Treylon Burks could have been a pick, but I already have DeAndre Hopkins and Elijah Moore. It's a little too early to take Moore. 8th round, it's kind of nuts. He was going like the 12th round not too long ago. He was shooting up boards after the off-season hype. So Quentin Johnston could have been an interesting pick there. I think I like Quentin Johnston more in a keeper league. Yeah, Zay Flowers would have been nice if he fell to me, but this is when you could start looking back toward RB. Now, it's a shame RBs are kind of getting swooped in this draft. James Cook is already gone. Usually I'd see James Cook still in the 8th round, 9th round. Maybe not actually anymore lately, but that would have been nice if guys like that fell, or even Antonio Gibson. Brian Robinson's still a name that I do think gets the lion's share of the workload. So that's a dude that I'd probably be targeting here if he falls to me, but I highly doubt it. Let's look at my team. Team's looking real nice. We got Saquon and JK as our 2 RBs. We got Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, and Jahan Dotson. A lot of really solid, versatile wide receivers. Aside from DeAndre Hopkins, who's the only possession receiver there on my team, a lot of these other guys have a nice route tree that they run. None of them are one-trick ponies, which is what I like. Brian Robinson, come on, follow me. I'm going to get sniped. Some robust ball sack, dude. Let's look at his team. His team fell off a cliff fast. Yeah, I think he's got the taco team. Let's look at the board. Tony, Sutton, Njoku. That's a great pick, dude. Njoku this late, 9th round. You might want to punt tight end because of how many strong names I always see this late, right? Dalton Kincaid, Cole Kmet, Chiggy before the Hopkins news. That was sad that Chiggy is now no longer a sleeper tight end pick. Brian Robson's going to get picked here. I just know it. Actually, this dude's got Gibson already. Let's see. Imagine this dude is like, I need to really lock down the fucking Washington Commanders running back room. That'd be unfortunate. But look at me talking shit, and I have Dotson and Brian Robinson, the two lesser impactful players on. Oh, Rodgers. The Rodgers auto pick by Robust Ballsack, dude. Robust Ballsack. The auto draft snipe of the fucking century prevents me from being able to get the Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers punt stack. Robust Ballsack fucking has me in a stun lock. Absolutely tragic. Tragic Johnson. I'm sad. I'm going to quit fantasy football and I will wait for fantasy basketball season. Damn. Brutal. What do we do now, boys? This is when you're a couple beers deep, you're a couple shots of tequila deep. You know, you just had gotten into a fight with your girlfriend over text message. She says you don't text her back enough. You said, babe, I'm at my live draft. What do you want from me? I'm going to go take another tequila shot. And, you know, you push that fight off. It's your turn to pick. Your guy just got sniped. What do? These are the moments. These are the moments where these are the moments where the men are separated from the boys. What do we do here? We probably take a QB because Robust Ballsack can strike at any second, dude. At any second, Robust Ballsack can swoop in and steal the guys that we want. I'm gonna go with Sack. Has ganked me multiple times this draft. And you hate to see it. Actually, no, he hasn't. That was the first 1v1 open world PvP gank from Robust Ballsack. I've actually been getting sniped by these other guys before that are before my pick. So it's okay. You know, you live, you learn, you overcome. When you fall, you get back up. This draft is starting to get populated by just auto draft, by just AI. And that's not where you want to be, right? You don't want to be the one living, breathing, sentient being among these fucking AI that will just snipe for days. They'll take eight quarterbacks if they have to. You don't want to be in that situation, right? You're basically John Connor. You're basically John Connor in Terminator, the young John Connor, Terminator 2. You don't want to be that, right? Unless you have your own AI, which is you also. The fuck am I saying? You also turning on auto draft. Oh man, nobody's here anyway. Average watch time on YouTube's like 8 minutes. So if anybody is here, hit the comments. Hit me with an LOL Terminator comment if you're here. And subscribe, man. If you're here, subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss these mock drafts, man. These are where dreams are made, right? These are where dreams are made and where dreams are given up on here in these mocks. So yeah, I'm probably going to draft one more player and then I'm going to call it quits because, as I mentioned, what's the point? We have just complete AI all around me. I don't need any more because it's your starting 7. None of these picks really matter very much. I'm just going to go ahead and go with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson and Richardson will round out my team. Guys, if you're here, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Comment down below what you disagree with, what picks you think I whiffed on. Just one more pick, actually, while we're still here. This is when you can get just some lottery picks, a Kendre Miller, even a Zeke Elliott. But I'll go ahead and go with Roshan Johnson. He's getting a lot of buzz. Guys, like the channel, subscribe. Tell me where you would have done something different. What do you think about this strategy of going RB early and then filling out the team with this random little J.K. Dobbins pivot because he was there? Let me know what you guys think. If you did like it, I'll catch you guys in the next video.